Coming to celebrate and be part of and listen to and all those probably the most wonderful achievements that happen in this room, and those are the individuals that achieve their PhDs. And finally, after listening to seminar after seminar, they are the ones that get up in front of us and give us a seminar. And it gives me great pleasure that Sonny Bleicher is our speaker today, and our newest PhD then, hopefully from the Department of Biological Sciences. Sonny actually represents beautifully the diversity and the very background that we're used to here at UIC. His mom was born in Strasbourg, France. His dad was from Omaha, Nebraska. That's part of his family roots. They somehow met up, wound up in Israel. Sonny was born in Israel. And then from Israel, he actually did his undergraduate at the Rochester Institute. Then bebopped back to Israel for his master's, working with Bert Kotler, who may be out there right now for his master's degree. And then the pleasure of having him back here in the United States as he goes back and forth across the pond for his PhD. But before I tell you the wonderful things about Sonny, I'd like to first thank and acknowledge then the members of the committee. Bill Mitchell, thank you so much. Bill's a longtime friend, buddy, and colleague who's come up from Terre Haute, Indiana State University, and actually was just here for Paul Orlando's PhD thesis. It was 3 years ago. Tanya Berger-Wolf from Computer Sciences, Engineering, thank you so much for participating in this. And we have some of the regulars. Mikkel, good to see you. Anyway, he's kind of one of the ordinary people that shows up on our sitcom all the time. And then she may or may not be watching it. She is Jill Mateo, who's actually out in California from the University of Chicago, who works with sociology in ground squirrels and is currently doing her field work, but kindly is able to beam in. And then he also may be out there, so I'll wave one more time. Bert Kotler in Israel is currently staying up very late for this period of event. So we'd really like to thank the committee. It's an awesome committee. And so is Sonny. I think one of the remarkable things about Sonny is he is a constraint-breaking adaptation. You will see that in his talk, but you are a constraint-breaking adaptation. Sonny has done a number of things that break constraints. He is finishing up his doctorate in 3 years, a truly stellar and wonderful accomplishment without sacrificing any of the thoroughness or the quality of the work. Sonny's a dreamer. Sonny is somebody who can come up with big ideas and grand ideas. Nothing's more enjoyable than sitting with Sonny and talking about any topic and dreaming and going far-reaching. But many of us that are dreamers are not really doers. But Sonny is also a doer. When Sonny sets his mind to doing something, settles down to do things, whether it be writing, whether it be doing the research, Sonny does it. And Sonny certainly did in his PhD working in Israel, was, in a sense, with another student, Karen Embar, who recently defended her PhD from Israel, were the backbone of a project that Bert and I only dreamed of, but it really was Sonny who put flesh on that project. And not only then did Sonny run with our project, Sonny made it his own. And of course, as you like to see in any developing scientist, was able to see things because he was in the trenches and do things that Bert and I had never imagined. And so Bert and I had the satisfaction of being the catalyst for what really is going to be the wonderful work that Sonny has done. But in addition to that, Sonny's got unbelievable background in terms of activities he's participated with. I'm envious. It's like so cool. Kind of a Renaissance person. It ranges everything from having worked with recent surveys of otters recolonizing rivers in New York to ant surveys, both in New York and Mount Meron in Israel. Back when I first met Sonny, it was kind of all about ants. He's also participated with the Park Service. This one I just have to read it off because I would never remember it, is he got to be part of the Student Conservation Association at Lafayette's National Monument. Interpretation in the fields of geology, conservation ecology, and the history of the Indian Wars and the Modoc War in particular. So I will later invite all of you to join us. We're celebrating. He'll be done with the defense at about 4. We'll be heading out to dinner, probably about 5:30. Anybody who wants to join us, that'd be great, up on Halstead, up in Greektown. And then you can ask him, what is the Modoc War? Well, we can wait on that. Then, from my own experience, now I knew Sonny was both a doer and a dreamer. My first experience with Sonny was absolutely delightful. I was making a trip to Israel. Sonny was out setting his mouse traps on the sand dunes, a habitat I love to be in, a habitat I'm familiar with. And it was so fun that Sonny invited me to join along, as well as my daughter Hannah. And the absolute delight of talking science talking about the very specifics, the nuts and bolts, as well as the big ideas, while watching Sonny navigate the sand dunes of Shunra without getting us stuck at all. We got lost, but that's typical of any people that get deep in conversation. But that was great, because that just extended the conversation and made it all the more delightful. So without further ado, it is a delight and for me a thrill to be able to introduce Sonny Bleicher as he does his PhD seminar on constraint breaking adaptations. I give you a constraint breaking adaptation.